Welcome into the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. My name is Tanner Kern. I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is G Money Grant Mitchell. We are recording this on Saturday night. We are getting after it. That's what we do here at Ride the Line at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday night, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, man of the people in the room. Welcome into Ride the Line. Grant, how you doing on this fine Saturday night?
Not doing quite as good as Tanner is, everybody, because Tanner, by the time we finish recording this, he's got about a 5-minute window to jump on over to live television to talk about some of these picks. That's the inside information you're getting here. These are picks going live on the airwaves. You are getting them right here on this YouTube channel. If that's not worthy of a subscription, if you can't hit the subscribe button for that alone, then I don't know what to tell you guys. We are putting in the overtime hours, getting the job done on a weekend because we know there are no Monday games. We are here for you guys. So hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the family.
Yeah, and Grant was on Friday night. You're on Fridays, right? Fridays and Tuesdays. So like we're going on all the time. Like we are giving you TV picks on the YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's not rocket science. It's never been rocket science, Grant. I literally drove up to Boston at 7:30 this morning. Moved into my new apartment, drove back to Connecticut because I still had to finish up some stuff. I just got back 20 minutes ago. I've been going all day. I'm for the people. Tanner Kern's for the people, and that's why you need to subscribe. Like I said on the last show, this was a big hit amongst the people. We stormed the beaches in freaking Normandy. If we can storm the beaches in Normandy, if your ancestors stormed the beach in Normandy, I should say, you can click a subscribe button. So freaking click it. Let's get into that.
Let's get into it. I'm going to kick us off right here. I'm going with the Guardians on the run line at -1.5 versus the Kansas City Royals. We are not reinventing the wheel here, people. We're not teaching the cavemen how to create fire. The Royals are the worst team in baseball. They're also the worst team in baseball against the spread. They are 30-60 against the spread. They cover in just 1/3 of the games they play. That is flat out awful considering the spread is supposed to split teams at 50%. On the mound, we've got Shane Bieber going for the Guardians, 5-5 with a 3.66 ERA, a 1.21 WHIP. He's going against Ryan Yarbrough, who's 1-4, 6.15 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. Obviously, we want to go with Bieber. The Guardians are 1 run outside of being in the top 10 for scoring over the last month of baseball, whereas the Royals are the lowest scoring team in baseball over the last month. Tanner, I don't know about you, but I like looking at about a 30-day window because that tells me how the offenses are playing as of late. It's still a large enough sample size to give you an indication as to how they are, but it also accounts for a little bit of recency bias. You know, if a team is hot, if they've got some momentum, whatever the case may be. So I definitely like looking at that. The Guardians have won and covered in all 3 games of this series so far. They've outscored the Royals 19-7. The Royals are 12-34 on the road. I'm locking up the Guardians. This is my favorite play of the day.
Yeah, I think your stat on the Guardians was very good there, talking about how they're almost top 10 scoring team, because we don't think of Cleveland for offense at all. So that's a really good stat, Grant. That just opened my damn eyes. Another thing too, when I look at this, I forget who said it, but someone said that let's see here, the Royals, like they've only covered like 30% on the run line this season.
That was me. Like I just said it.
No, but I heard it before. I heard it before you said it tonight, and it might have been you from a different show, but they've only covered 30%, and that's pretty good. Pretty good for betting against them. That's what I'll say. I'm going on freaking adrenaline right now, Grant. Okay?
You better get locked in, Tanner. You're going to be on live television.
I'm locked in. I'm riding right now. All right, let me ride in my next pick here. That's a good pick. Listen, it's just bet against the Royals. Anyways, I forget who said it. Someone said it. I heard it the other day. I don't remember if it was here or somewhere else, but I'm locked the frick in right now, Grant. And you know who else is locked in? He's going to be locked in tomorrow. Jesus Luzardo. Jesus Luzardo is ready to throw a gem against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies' one of the best hitters for the Phillies is Kyle Schwarber, and I love Kyle from Waltham. He's hitting 187 this season. Now, he's got a lot of pop, but he's still 187. That's your leadoff hitter hitting 187. That's bad. Jesus Luzardo, 7-5, 3.32 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 93 hits allowed in 103 innings, really settling into a star pitcher role. And then when you look at the Marlins offense, they've come along so much. They're the most improved offense in baseball from this season to last season. Luis Arraez has slowly dipped under that 400 mark, but still hitting 388. Jorge Soler having a really good year, 254 batting average, 23 home runs and 51 RBIs. This team is powerful. They're very potent. And and they did win yesterday's game. They lost game 1 of this series, but I still see them getting the job done here. I like Aaron Nola to get lit up a little bit by Miami, Jesus to throw a gem, and the Marlins to get the job done.
This is definitely a little bit of a risky pick, but because of that, you are going to get good value here because the Phillies have been playing really good baseball over the last month or so. But one of the main concerns with the Phillies, if you're looking at the futures market and you're talking about what team in the National League can challenge the Atlanta Braves, you might be thinking it's the Dodgers. Maybe even you're going to have confidence in the Reds to maintain their hot streak. But honestly, it looks like the Phillies are maybe emerging in that. The only question is how consistent are they going to be? That's one of the biggest concerns with them. So in this spot against the Marlins team that is playing really good baseball, to your point, Luzardo in line for most likely a good day. Some of the star players on the Phillies also aren't having their best seasons. Definitely don't think this is a bad pick. Don't hate it at all.
Yeah, they're coming along for sure. Marlins are getting better. Phillies are coming along a lot, but still, I like the Marlins in the spot, Grant. The Marlins win this series because they're a better team.
Yes, they do. And the team that is the better team here, we both agree with this, Tanner. We make our picks independently, guys. Normally, we try not to overlap, but sometimes when the pick is just too good, we both got to take it. So we are both going with the Rangers money line, Rangers run line, excuse me. They're going to absolutely blow the wheels off of the Washington Nationals for our second pick. Tanner, I'll start us off. You can bring us home. On the mound, we've got Dane Dunning, who is 8-1, having a phenomenal year. A lot of Rangers pitchers, the Grays, Eovaldi's, Dunnings, really been stepping up this season. It's been the first half of the year has gone about as well as it possibly can for the Rangers. Dunning is 8-1 with a 2.61 ERA and a 1.10 WHIP, going against Patrick Corbin, who whatever the opposite of stepping up is, just falling flat on your face. That's what it feels like every time I watch Patrick Corbin toe the rubber. He's 5-10 with a 5.13 ERA, a 1.59 WHIP. Everybody can hit off of him. If you've got a pair of cleats and a glove, you can probably get on the field against this guy. The Rangers are 52-37 against the spread. Now, the Nationals themselves are also pretty good against the spread, but they're a little behind the Rangers. And the Nats, they've been covering as the dogs. I mean, they're 14-32 at home. They had lost 5 straight until they won yesterday. I don't really think that's going to matter. Like the Rangers to get a big win in this spot, and I know you do too.
Patrick Corbin's dog water. He's so bad. When we look at this is the early wake up with Peacock game too. So we look at this game overall. Pitching advantage for the Rangers. They're on the road. They have a much better offense. Makes sense. They're guaranteed the 9 at bat. So I do like the run line play just off that alone. But when we look at Patrick Corbin, he really does nothing well. 130 hits allowed in 101 innings, 68 strikeouts over that time. So nothing good there. He's walked 32 guys, so a very high walk rate. He's given up 17 homers. So nothing that Patrick Corbin is doing is fantastic. He's still got 5 wins on the season, which is surprising. But yeah, just not a good spot for the Washington Nationals here.
And with him giving up those 17 home runs, you want to know why that's important? Well, the Rangers are they're 6th in home runs on the season. And going back to my affinity for looking at the last month, they're 4th in home runs over the last month. So these guys, I mean, everybody in the lineup, the Garcias, the Seagers, the Juns, they're all hitting the hell out of the baseball. Going against a guy who allows opponents to make contact with the ball, again, the 160 whip, the 17 home runs. This is definitely a situation where even though the Rangers have been awesome against the spread, you're simultaneously fading the Nationals. It just makes sense on every front.
Yeah, definitely. 100% here. I would never play the Nationals in the spot, especially with Dunning on the mound, how good he's been. Grant, do you want me to go or do you want to go for the final pick and me take home? Your choice here.
You know what? I'm going to let you keep your momentum rolling into TV. So I'm just go ahead and get it done real quick. And then you take us out to the outro of the show. My final pick here, I got burned by them yesterday. I understand that. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But I'm no fool, Tanner. I have been absolutely crushing it lately, as have you. The Ride the Line boys are on fire. And a team that is going to be on fire Sunday, I guarantee it, is the Chicago Cubs. I like them on the money line against the New York Yankees. Reason number one, Kyle Hendricks, 3-3, 2.64 ERA, 0.94 whip. That is elite. That is an elite status. Going against Domingo Germán, the one-hit wonder with the perfect game against the Athletics that couldn't even beat my middle school team half the times they played them. 5-6 with a 4.52 ERA. Again, a 4.52 ERA with a perfect game in it and a 1.10 whip. 5 of Hendricks's last 6 starts have been quality starts. The only one that wasn't, he gave up 2 earned runs in 5 innings. Figure you throw him out there, he's still not going to give up another run, and it would have been. Whereas you look at Germán, yes, he did have that perfect game, and I understand that's a big if because Pulling off a perfect game is nearly impossible to do, but he's never been that level of pitcher, certainly this season. He's not going to do it again. And the 3 starts on either side of that, he was either bad, terrible, or just horrendous. So he's not been doing that well lately. In the perfect game, feel bad for him, but he did lose a family member. It was an emotional moment for him. He came back, delivered an all-time performance, but it's not who he is. Simply put, he's just not been good this season. The Yankees have also been very bad since Aaron Judge went out of the lineup. This was a team that was high in the World Series odds, still kind of are, but they're 14-16 since Judge went out of the lineup. Over the last month of baseball, Tanner, again, that month sample size, they are the 3rd lowest scoring team. So they have not been hitting the ball well. The Cubs are 5th in scoring during that same stretch. So again, you got the advantage on the mound. You got the advantage on the plate. I like the Cubs. They won the first game of the series. Yankees won the second one. The Cubs are going to get game 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, I was shocked to see the Yankees score 6 runs today. I think they scored 6. I was shocked to see that.
6-3. 6-3.
Yeah, they don't score. So, I like that play out of you, Grant. Let me roll into my final play here. I'm going to take the over of 8.5 runs in the Orioles versus Twins game. The series has not hit 8 runs yet, but I think we got a good chance of it on Sunday here. Kyle Gibson going for the Orioles. He's going to have to give up the majority of the runs here. And the Twins do hit home runs. They're a heavy strikeout team, but they do find a way to hit home runs. And Gibson, he's a guy that's going to give up runs in the spot. He also walks a ton of guys, 35 walks in 102 innings, only 78 Ks. So the Twins can sit back and find a way to swing away here. Joe Ryan's on the mound. He's given up 2 6 spots in his past 5 outings. Been very good this season, 3.42 ERA with 0.98 whip, but he's made a lot of mistakes as of late, and that's just not something I want to see with him. He's either going to be really good or he's going to be really bad. I don't think we're going to see much of it in between. I'm hoping he can be bad and the Orioles can build off the offensive momentum that they had today with their 6-run performance here. Baltimore's a really fun team to watch. They've trended over the season consistently. The Twins have trended over because they're a big home run hitting team. When you look at the Twins right now, they've hit 114 homers, one of the best in baseball there. They don't get on base well, but they find a way to have some big swings. And that's not really a team that I want to bet unders on. So we're going to take the over here, especially with Gibson on the mound.
Yeah, I was on the Twins yesterday in part because of their ability to hit those home runs. Who was it? Was it Wells that was on the mound for the Orioles?
Yeah.
I know that he'd been really good this year, but one of his flaws was that even though his whip, I think it was under 1 or it was just around 1, a lot of the times people were getting hits off of him, he was giving up home runs. And I thought the Twins were going to capitalize on that. Granted, they didn't, but I still, my logic, my belief is still there that they can hit the baseball. Orioles, to your point, have been trending over. Joe Ryan, right around the time he had that start against the Braves, again, to your point, you kind of nailed it. He started making more mistakes. So in this spot, I definitely do like with where the line is placed at as well. I do think the over is a strong play here.
Yeah, definitely. Quick show today. Quick show. But you know what? It's Sunday. People got to get their plays in. We got early games. It's All-Star break week. So everything ends at 4:00. Like the last game starts at 4 this week. So there's no Sunday night baseball. But Grant, tell the people what they're going to expect from us during the All-Star break.
Well, it's the All-Star break, so obviously, we're going to have some All-Star picks coming into the mix, but we're also going to do a lot of NFL stuff. We're going to be talking about some of our playoff predictions, and like I said, at the end of the show, you guys stick around. We're going to make you work for it, but you stick around. We're going to tell you about some of the teams that we're looking at in that All-Star game. So yes, it's going to be a really exciting time for everyone on the Ride the Line, in the Ride the Line family on the WSN channel. One final time, guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because promise you don't want to miss out on the content coming your way. And Tanner, why don't you go ahead, get us on out of here?
That was the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We stormed the beaches of Normandy. You can press the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time for another show.